Well, good morning. Today is Thursday, November 13th, and I have to tell you, I am not used to seeing the sun so low in the sky this early in the day. Later in the day, yeah. Now, not so much. It looks weird. Hopefully it's recording. We don't have any birthdays today that anybody told me about. We don't have any anniversaries that anybody's told me about. But I don't know that this is right. Let me pull over here and make sure that my thing is recording because it just looks odd. Let me check just a minute. Yeah, it was recording. I don't know what the dealio was, but it just didn't look like it was recording. This is very strange to me, going to a doctor's appointment without Jim driving me. But Jim was already up north. And I've realized that I haven't driven anywhere by myself. I couldn't tell you the last time I did. I don't know. It's been a while, let me tell you. It's been a while. Christy and Denise both offered to go with me, to bring me or whatever. But I said, no, I can do this. I've done this before. It is close to a half-hour drive to get to where I got to go. But I put my big girl panties on and let's get going. I know Jim drove 6 hours all by himself yesterday to get up north. Me, I struggle after a half an hour. I don't know why. I've never liked driving. I just never liked driving. And I'm not the best driver in the world. I'll be the first to admit it. My Uncle Jim said he's never driven with such an offensive, defensive driver in his life. I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or not. Anyway, I didn't sleep really well last night, and it wasn't because Jim wasn't there. It was because I always do this, no matter even if Jim is there. If I have to set an alarm clock to get up, I always wake up thinking I overslept from the alarm clock, or for some reason the alarm clock didn't go off. I always think all those things, and so it's just my warped little brain. So I kept waking up. And finally this morning, I just get up. So I got up, took my shower, did my little chores around the house, and I thought, now we can go. Now we can leave. So I brought my book to read. And, I watched all my shows. Well, not all my shows. I didn't watch Chicago Fire or Chicago PD. I did watch, like The Floor and 99 to Beat, Chicago Med, Survivor. I was surprised who went home. I didn't really want the person to go home, but, everybody's got to go home at one point or another, but that's not who my choice would have been. And then Amazing Race was good, too. I'm just wondering why Izzy doesn't shave under her arms. I know that I think it's just an American thing. I don't think the Europeans shave under their arms, the women. But maybe she's got some people have something that they get really bad razor burn. Denise does. Denise has got to get hers out with electrolysis, I think it's called. Because if she shaves, she's got to walk around like that. Because it's so, I don't know, TMI, sharing too much of Denise's information. But I don't think that's so embarrassing. I really don't. But, you got to do what you got to do, I guess. I will admit that Izzy is not my favorite couple. So whenever it comes time for anybody to get eliminated, whether it was her last night or if it's in the coming weeks or whatever, it won't make me sad. And Jag and Jazz, they look almost like they could be twins. They look so much alike. I know they're brothers, but I don't know if they're twin brothers or just brothers. But oh my gosh, it's like hard to tell them apart. I know that Jimmy's best friends were Danny and David Aliff, and I could never tell them apart. But the kids picked up on that right away. They knew exactly who was who. But it took me the longest time to figure it out. I finally figured out. I don't know if the kids figured this out, but David had a birthmark on his face, so that's how I could tell them apart. And then I had Jim check the air in my tires before he left because One of my tires just seems to always lose air, and it was low, so thankfully he was able to fix that, because otherwise I would have missed my appointment, because by the time anybody would have got to the house, I would have been late. I'm one of these people that I don't arrive 15 minutes early. I know they would like you to arrive 15 minutes early, but I always think that means I just got to sit in that waiting room 15 minutes longer, because I have yet to have a doctor that takes me on time. I have had a doctor once, maybe twice, that forgot I was in the room, and I had to go out, and then they kind of looked shocked that I came out of the room. But I told this one before, that Denise one time when she went to her gynecologist, um, they put her in a room and she kept waiting and waiting and waiting, and it was just getting so quiet. And she went out there and there was only one lady at the desk, and Denise scared the crap out of her when she came out of the room. They forgot about her. Everybody went home. It was just the one person that was locking up. So Denise would have got locked up in the office. It's like, I think it does happen. I know they put the charts outside your door, but I don't know how it happened, but it happened. So I'm going to find out what my results are to my tests. I've looked on my chart, and from what I can see, although I'm not a doctor, although I play one on TV, I'd like to say that, the it pretty much looks like everything's coming back okay. I mean, there's a few little things that I think look a little suspicious, but they don't look serious. And then I tried to look them up on Google, Google Doctor, and that just led me down a rabbit hole that I didn't want to go down, so I stopped looking. So I thought, you got the appointment with the doctor anyhow, just figure out what's going on. They'll let you know, and you'll be fine. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go see what the doctor who got paid all that money to learn this stuff will tell me. But I am still getting the pains. Not so much a pain. It's kind of hard to describe. It's like somebody's inside my body poking at me from the inside. Like, hey, let me out. Let me out. I'm in here. Let me out. But I don't get it all the time, and I only get it once in a while. And I seem to get it after I've eaten. So I'm trying to keep a food log to see what it is that's causing it when I'm eating it, whether it's something gassy like broccoli or what. But I've really not really set a pattern down too much. Because it comes and goes. I mean, I could have like a slice of pizza today and I could have those pains. And then I could have a slice of pizza tomorrow and then I don't have the pains. So that to me is odd. But like I said, I don't really know what's going on. So I did talk to Jim yesterday, and he was a little bummed because where he usually shoots is on state property. And he's, for years, I can't even tell you how many years, he's had his blind, he sets up his blind in this one particular spot. And he went to set up his blind yesterday when he got up there yesterday afternoon, and somebody else had a blind not too far away from him. And so he didn't want to set up that close to another person. So he had to find a new spot. But I guess the spot he picked has a lot of deer markings, because I guess the bucks rub their antlers on trees. And so he's hoping that since he had to move to a new location, that maybe it will bring him better luck. And maybe he'll get another. Because Joe only has a buck permit. He doesn't have a doe permit. They only give so many permits for does. So I think he can get 2 bucks. He only gets 1 no matter what, because he said that's all the meat he needs, especially since I don't eat the meat. So I think if he gets a deer and gets it processed in time, he might make not sausages, maybe sausages, like breakfast sausages or something, so that he can eat right away. But usually he lets the meat age a little bit before he gets it taken care of. So, well, I think that's all I got to rattle on about for now. I will let you know what they said about my results when I come out. And yeah, get on with the rest of my day. I don't have any other plans for today. No, nothing else going on. I'm going to go tomorrow get my other turkey at Kroger's. I might do that today. I don't know. Either today or tomorrow. I haven't decided. The big life that Sandy lives, So, all right. I'll let you know what the doctor says. Well, everything came back good, which is good. She can't explain the pains that I was getting. I did explain that I am a bit of a hypochondriac. So she said, well, maybe I've just been having a lot of things on my mind. Could be a positional thing about the way I'm sitting after I'm eating. But she says if I don't feel better, she would recommend having an endoscope put into my stomach to see if there's anything going on with my stomach. But it doesn't seem to be in the area of my stomach. So she said, why don't you go home for a week or so and see if maybe your mind is put at ease now. And then if you're still having the issues, then call and make an appointment. She gave me the instructions on what I need to do. And then we'll go from there. But she says, other than that, she says, everything in your abdomen checks out that there's nothing going on. So it means I'm a Looney Tunes. So it does make me feel better that there's nothing wrong. But then it makes me think, why do I'm afraid of, like, there was a time in my life I never left my house. I never left my house unless somebody was with me. And if I was shopping with somebody, if I was like, let's say, to give you a scope of things, if you were in the kitchen with me, this is like just like if I was in a grocery store, but if you were like in the kitchen with me and you had to go into the living room, I couldn't stay in the kitchen by myself. I had to go with you into the living room. So like if we were in a department store and you were looking at the socks here, but you wanted me to look at the shirts over here, I couldn't be by myself by the socks. I had to go with you to that. I never left my house unless somebody was with me. I was never alone. So this was really something for me with Jim. Maybe I was anticipating him being gone. I don't know. But it was a hell of a life. It really was a hell of a life. I had no confidence in myself. I was scared to death of everything, thinking I was going to die at any moment. And I kind of, with Jim driving me everywhere nowadays, I'm kind of falling back into that pattern of not going anywhere by myself. And I don't want to do that anymore. I just don't want to do that. So maybe this is just something psychological. The pains are real. They really are. But your mind is a very powerful instrument. So maybe I'm just, bringing it on myself. So I'm going to wait a week. And if I'm still having them, knowing that I'm really just all in my mind, then I'll schedule up the appointment. She said the actual test only takes 5 minutes. They put you to sleep so you're not aware of what they're doing. And so we'll go from there. But good news. All in all, it's good news, other than I'm a Looney Tunes. But you know how that goes. We all know that. I'm a Looney Tunes. I've been on my whole life. I'm going to be a Looney Toony kind of girl until the end of my days on earth. And who's to know, even in heaven, I'll be a Looney Tune. It's just the makeup of who I am. So, I think that's going to do it. I'm going to head on home now and know that I'm going to live. I guess. I don't know. I'm a whack. I know I'm a wackadoodle. So, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thanks for putting up with this old gal. And let's talk again tomorrow.